Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new Locals feature match. Here we are in round 2 from my Locals this past Saturday on the... what was the date exactly? Let me figure it out here. The 29th, where we hosted a mega tournament, 5 rounds of Swiss, cut to top 8. Here we are in round 2 of Swiss, where we have Dracoslayer Pendulum versus Runick Spright. The Runick Spright. Yeah, let's get right into it. We're going to see our pen player lead with Dragon Shrine, dumping the Luster Pendulum. It's been such a long time. Master Pendulum, the Dracoslayer, alongside the Dark Worm. Dark Worm brings himself back. And we're going to go ahead and scale up here with the Dynamite Power Load and the Ignis Phoenix, summoning itself out. And then going into the Beyond the Pendulum, paying 1,200 to go ahead and search a copy of the Skullcrabat Joker. A lot of these cards haven't read yet, the new Dracoslayer stuff. At least I think I did read it when they first got announced a long time ago. But yeah, very cool to see Dracoslayers or Pendulums remotely being back into the meta. I think the last time I remember a Pendulum deck being meta had to have been sometime around 2019. But the Dracoslayer stuff, to see it being revived with this new support, and not only seeing it be revived with new support, but seeing these different archetypes come together, where you have Ignis and True Draco, you have the Power Load and the Dino Mist, and then you have the Majesty Pegasus crossing over with the True Dracos, or well, the Ignis I think crosses over with the Ignites, which is really cool. Then you get the Dracoslayer. The Blasting Dracoslayer Prominence, making a return to the game, and alongside the Mighty Dracoslayer Dynastor Power and Magister Paladin. It's been such a long time since we've seen those cards, and I think it's really cool that we are seeing them back in the game. And speaking of, there's Magister Paladin. When this card is 67, you can add a Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand during the end phase of this turn. Once per turn, you can detach material from this card, special summon one face-up Dracoslayer Pendulum monster from your extra deck, but it cannot be used as material for an Ixie summon, which is fine because we have links now, right? We can use that for links, use it for synchros, use it for fusions. We're going to see him go for the Selene. That's going to bring out the Majesty Pegasus, the Dracoslayer, one of the newer cards, acting as an extender here, not just as a way to access code. Now going for the Dynastor Power, which again, this is an older card, but once per turn you can special one Dracoslayer Pendulum monster from your hand or graveyard, but it cannot be used as fusion material. But it can be used as Ixie's material or synchro fodder, or again link fodder, because the link mechanic was not a thing when the Dracoslayer archetype was first introduced. Gonna go for the Appaloosa here, starting on the Dynastor Power and the Blasting Ignister Prominence. Love that card. Card that was on the ban list for quite some time, but is now completely unlimited. So we're going to see him go for Dweller, overlaying both the Dynastor and the Ignister for a number 38, and going for Tornado Dragon, and activating Necro Valley on top of that. So Appaloosa, number 38, Tornado Dragon, end phase search off of the Magister Paladin for a Skullcrabat Joker, so some follow-up there. Pretty insane end board there. And just a Necro Valley on top, right? Just to be the icing on the cake. So if this was a Ishizu tier matchup, which this was the last locals that we actually had pre-Ishizu format, pre-Mama, which are the next locals that you guys will see the next round of feature matches, and the next round of Saturday night locals will be post-Mama. I tried to get as much variety as I could at this tournament, and I tried. I may have failed, but I tried, so keep that in mind. So we're going to see a copy of the Runick Flashing Fire, Runick Destruction, I believe. Going to go ahead and clear the Necro Valley, alongside banishing the top 4, and then activating Spright Starter. Which, I want to pull up the Runick cards, so I can get them right. Yeah, Runick Destruction. So we're going to see him go Starter for red, and then special summon out Jet. We typically don't see red get started out, but I guess that makes the most sense in this case. So we're going to see Appaloosa respond to Jet, and we're going to see red chain in response to Appaloosa, sending off the Jet to negate the Appaloosa, negating the Jet, so we can search out Smashers here. But of course, we do know that there is a number 38 on the field, which has already expended its negate at this point. I'm assuming what is to be a Runick spell. So it already getting its value there. And the Tornado Dragon, of course, can not only check the Runick field spell, but it can also check the Primitive Planet Perla Rhino, Triple P. We're going to see him activate a copy of Runick Slumber. That's going to go ahead and bring out the Huggins. Huggins effect, discarding a copy of Fountain, adding another copy of Fountain. But of course, Huggins can sort of check Tornado Dragon here because of its built-in protection effect. And all I see is Smashers and Fountain in hand. Still have to worry about one more interruption there on the Appaloosa and the Tornado Dragon, and the follow-up that we know the Dracoslayer deck currently has with Skullcrobat Joker in hand. Not only that, the scales available and the zones that Appaloosa is providing for said Pendulum summon. And yeah, we're just going to see our Runick Spright player admit defeat there. We are into a game to quick shout out to Imperium Duelist, guys. Check them out. They sell all sorts of amazing TCG accessories, dice, binders, which if they just came out with a brand new one. Looks like gold sarcophagus themed binder. Looks insane. Get your hands on it if you haven't already, if it's still available. And new dice as well, sleeves that you guys have been seeing me use in the Saturday Night Locals series. Check them out, link below, and discount code RUNICKILLS10 off at checkout and save 10% off your entire order and support the channel in the process. So we're going to see him go into the Huggins and then normal summon a copy of Cap Shell. That's Cap Shell, and then go into the Gigantic Spright. And we're also going to see Gigantic Spright go ahead and bring out Spright Blue. And I believe Cap Shell says it gives an additional effect to pretty much anything that is summoned with it. I just want to make sure that the specifics here. If this card is used as material for a Fusion, Synchro, or Link summon, draw one card. If this card is detached from an Xyz monster to activate that monster's effect, you can draw one card. So, yeah. The Cap Shell should allow our Runick Spright player to draw on a new Chain Link, I'm thinking. So I think he might have the opportunity to go Chain Link 1 blue, Chain Link 2 Cap Shell. I'm not entirely sure. I think that might be what they're discussing right now with a judge. Something along the lines of that. Yeah, this card is detached from an Xyz monster to activate that monster's effect, which Gigantic does not detach as cost. It detaches for effect. And draw one card. So, assuming they sort that out, we're going to see blue go ahead and search. And then we're going to see the Jet get special summoned. Jet's going to go ahead and add Smashers. So we see Cosmic Cyclone, Smashers, Fountain in hand. So far, so good. Cosmic Cyclone being pitched. Another copy of Cosmic Cyclone being discarded off the Huggins. That was used to search the field spell. And now we're going to see him go ahead and, link off, rather, the Gigantic and the blue into a copy of Elf. And then we're going to see a Magnamut in response to the summon, and then just chain Elf on the target for Magnamut. Not sure what the play was there. But either way, we're going to see him bring out the Cap Shell, go for the Djinn Buster activate field spell, pass turn, ending with a field spell, Cosmic Smashers, and Djinn Buster. Not a terrible end board. We'll see if it's enough to hold off the Dracoslayers. Activating Dragon Shrine again, sending off the Master Pendulum, I believe, and the copy of Dark Worm. Dark Worm will activate its effect. That will get negated by Djinn Buster. Very, very early negation. I've only expended one card into the play so far, and we're already burning an interruption. And then in response, we're going to see Magnamut, Bisted Magnamut, activate its effect to target a dark monster in either grave. Quick effect while the opponent controls a monster. He's going to go ahead and banish the Jet out of the graveyard to special summon itself. And then we're going to see him activate the Majesty Maiden. I think that's its name, Majesty Paladin. Not entirely sure. Majesty Pegasus, completely wrong. And the Dynamite Power Load, activating both of those in the scale. And then it looks like right here we're going to see a copy of Runick Tip activate to go ahead and search. Copy of Runick Destruction. Banishing one off the top happens to be another Majesty Pegasus. And then we're going to see him activate the Runick Destruction to clear the Majesty Pegasus off the scale, banishing 4 off the top, all Pendulum monsters. And the only thing I can see left in hand is Sky Iris. And one other card that I can't tell necessarily what it is. Looks like it is Bambuku. Been a long time. Been a very, very, very long time since I've seen a... what even is the archetype? What even is the archetype? Magispectors. That's what it is. Bambuku Search Bambuku. Oh my god, what a throwback. Next thing I'm expecting to see is a Wavering Eyes. It's been so long since I've seen these cards. Very, very cool to see them back. So we're going to see them link off both the Magnamut and the Bambuku for a copy of Beyond the Pendulum. Pay 12 to go ahead and search. And he's going to add a copy of the Purple Poison Magician, I think. Purple Poison Magician? Yeah. And then he's going to activate the Purple Poison. That's going to hit with Cosmic Cyclone. The Scale Hate is real here. And we know that Spright Smashers is still in the back line here. Just a matter of keeping all of the scales at bay. Pretty easy for a Runick Spright deck to be able to do with Runick Destruction, searchable Smashers, and you also have the the sided Cosmics there. So we're going to see him activate the Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon, paying 500 to go and discard itself to search a, I think it is a level 8 or lower Dragon Pendulum monster from the deck. Also, guys, quick reminder, check out my TCG Player affiliate link down in the description below. Anytime you guys shop and check out, using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back to the channel and helps out a ton. Next, we're going to see a Druis Worm banish the Revolution Dragon from the graveyard. And then we're going to see him normal summon Luster Pendulum. There it is, Luster Pendulum. Was it like a $50, $60 super rare at one point? Crazy. Then we're going to see him link into Beyond the Pendulum. Going to go ahead and search out a copy of the Power Load. And then scale a Master Pendulum. And then we're going to see him go ahead and Pendulum Summon for 3. Harmonizing Magician among one of them. Which, of course, will activate its effect on summon. Going to go ahead and special summon out a Purple Poison. And I can only imagine the end board we're going to be going for here is going to be the same end board that we went for during Game 1, as that one worked out very, very well for our Dracoslayer player. Ending on the number 38 with the Tornado Dragon. Surprisingly, I mean, most people you think maybe would go for Blind Dweller, but Blind Tornado Dragon also works pretty good. We're going to see him synchro for the Ignis of Prominence. Effect to go ahead and special summon from the deck. One Dracoslayer monster in defense, but cannot be used as synchro material. And we'll see what he wants to go ahead and bring out here. Looking at a copy of Ignis, but going to go ahead and summon out another copy of Dynamite Power Load. And then we're going to see him activate the scale of Dynamite Power Load. We'll activate the scale effect of Dynamite Power Load. Go ahead and bring out the Master Pendulum. And then we're going to see him Contact Fusion for Dynaster. I'm going to go ahead and add back. And then we'll probably see a rank 4 for Magister Paladin. Or we might just see him go straight for Tornado Dragon here. But we're going to go for the Magister Paladin. Get the end phase effect, of course, when it's summon, add a Pendulum monster from the deck to the hand. And then detach, especially when a face-up Dracoslayer Pendulum monster from your extra deck. And unfortunately for our Runick Spright player, they've had no responses this entire turn. Looks like a handful of spells for them currently, but the Runick cards do a decent job at going into board, so might not be totally out of it here. But we are going to see him go ahead and link off the Beyond the Pendulum and the Magister. Was possibly debating on linking off that the Dynamite Power Load. Or the Dynaster Dynamite Power. I just keep messing up. I get him confused with the fusion because he's Dynaster Power Load. Then you have Dynamite Power Load. We're going to see him go for Cross Sheep and then link for IP Masquerena. That'll trigger Cross Sheep since something was summoned to his own at points 2. And one of those monsters being a fusion, allowing him to revive one from the grave. Triggering that monster's effect to bring out another from the grave, giving him the opportunity to go for the rank 4 Tornado Dragon, and getting the end phase searches of another Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon and a copy of Skullcrobat Joker. And of course, we have the protection from the Dynaster, which I know that much. There's one thing I remember about the card. It does give protection, I believe, to the scales. Once per turn, let's see here. Pendulum monster cards in your monster zone and pendulum zones cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects. Yeah, pretty good. So you're going to have to worry about the IP and the cross sheet, possibly tagging an Appaloosa here. And you also have the Tornado Dragon, and that's the general protection. But we will see him start off with a Runick spell, the Flashing Fire. That's going to go ahead and destroy the Tornado Dragon. Pretty good thing to have here. That will ensure any future Runick fountains this turn will be free to resolve, which is very, very good for our Runick Spright player. We're going to see him activate Slumber. That's going to go ahead and special summon out a copy of Huggins, discarding another copy of Slumber to go ahead and search out the Runick fountain. I also see a copy of Wind Up Kitten in hand as well. I mean, could be a worse card in the hand, I guess. He's going to go and activate Fountain and activate Freezing Curses to go ahead and negate at least one of the monsters. I can only assume it was probably the IP Masquerena. And then be able to banish off the top and then resolve the fountain to go ahead and draw 3, finding a copy of blue finally, getting access to the Spright engine here. Otherwise, it was going to be normal summon Wind Up Kitten and kind of pray. And speaking of, it'll go ahead and normal summon it, use its effect to go ahead and bounce the Dinosaur Power back to the extra deck, now making it so that the scales can be interacted with. Special summoning Spright Blue now. Spright Blue to go ahead and search Jet. Jet effect to go ahead and search. And the board at this point has pretty much been fully cracked. Wasn't the craziest board, but definitely wasn't the worst. The thing going for our Pendulum player here, though, is at least he has decent follow-up. But will it be enough follow-up to be able to crack the board that our Spright player is going to be able to cook up right now, activating Gigantic, detaching Jet. Might see him go for an Hyperia or a Cap Shell here. Which, by the way, I love that these cards are seeing a lot of play. I haven't played Hyperia in a deck since Pure Mech Knight, and I remember opening Rising Rampage packs and pulling Secret Rare Cap Shells and people hating them, only to see how popular the card has become nowadays with Runick. It's very, very cool how things change like that. He'll get the draw off Hyperia, and then we're going to see him link off the Huggin and the Wind Up Kitten for Elf. He'll bring back the Kitten with Elf. Elf will bounce back the IP, or the Kitten rather, will bounce back the IP Masquerena. And I believe Kitten is only a once while it is face up on the field. So if it can leave the field and come back, he can use its effect again here, as we're seeing him using already to clear 2 cards. Then we see him link off the Kitten and the Hyperia and do a copy of Sprind. We see Sprind activate its effect now to be able to send a level 2 to the graveyard. And we're going to see him dump red. And at least get it in circulation for Elf to be able to bring back next turn to have a monster negate. Then we're going to see him activate Starter. That's going to go ahead and bring out Carrot. So next turn we'll have access to Carrot and red. And also the interruption from Sprind, being able to attach from Gigantic to be able to act as a bounce. And he'll set one and pass. Of course, Runick Fountain is in rotation. We see a copy of Tip. And I think what might be a Freezing Curse is in hand. We're going to see the Tip resolve here. Going to banish a Cosmic off the top. Go ahead and search for a Destruction. And then draw 3. It's so disgusting. Then we're going to see our Pendulum player start his turn by normal summoning the Skullcrobat Joker. Activating its effect. And we're going to see him chain Freezing Curses. Go ahead and negate, and then chain Elf to go ahead and bring out red. And the board continues to grow, banishing a Magnamut, an Ignis, and a Revolution Dragon off the top. Scaling the Luster Pendulum. And we'll see if there is response to that. Looks like we're going to see Carrot negate and destroy by sending off Elf, but he has another Luster Pendulum, man, so we'll just rescale that. Now going to activate Runick Destruction to destroy the Luster Pendulum and banish top 4, getting rid of Fenrir and some other cards there, more Pendulums, another one of them being Dark Worm. And then activating a Flashing Fire to attempt to destroy the Cross Sheep and banish another 2. Activate Revolution Dragon and scale, activate Smashers, and that is going to be a wrap. Just fighting through interruption after interruption. Can't get it done. Understandably so. That's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Last but not least, a shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members who are Pony Stark, Cadillacs, 84, Justino, and HCH Cyber. Thank you guys so much, as always, for extremely kind and very generous support of this channel.